mic, maybe just 3 people. Let's get the feel of the room. What is your current interaction with artificial intelligence system? Of course, I'm not going to assume. So this class is such that I'm going to assume everybody is on 0. Then as we interact together, I'm going to know everybody understands artificial intelligence. So you can raise your hand. Once you raise your hand, Glory would unmute you and we can take it from there. All right, one hand is up. Glory, there's a hand up.
Already allowed him or her to talk.
Okay.
So they should
right.
unmute them. Yes.
Okay, Onwa, Razak, your hands are up and I've unmuted or I've given you access to unmute your mic. So could you please do that? If you're having a challenge, please put it in the chat room so we would know, because I may not know if you're finding it difficult to talk.
Oh no, Okocha, talk now.
Okay, now I can hear Onoa.
Yeah, can I go?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Onoa Okocha. I'm a lecturer here in Enugu, University of Nigeria, Nsukka precisely. I, at least for some years now, or let me say just 2 years precisely, I've been working with AI, but mostly much of the use of AI that I do is maybe using it to do my writings. I more or less use it to, it's like a research assistant for me, helping me to, just come out better with my writing. This is just the much I've used AI, but I would desire that I would learn to maybe extend my use of AI, being able to develop AI tools to be able to, because I'm an animal scientist, to be able to maybe monitor my animals, have maybe IoT enabled sensors that I can use to monitor the behavior of my animals and their body conditioning, and maybe measure environmental status like environmental temperature, humidity, and some other things. So let me just stop here for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Onoa. This is a good start of this class, and I'm happy that you're a lecturer and there are a lot of use cases that we can explore. I'm hopeful that during the course of this bootcamp, during the course of these 3 weeks, we'll be able to explore the use cases that would really be essential to your work. And thank you for joining. It's a great privilege. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you have a fair grasp of artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence tools already. Thank you so much. There was another hand that was up. Razak, please go for it.
Yes, good evening. I'm familiar with ChatGPT and Gemini and Copilot. So our company, they organized a Gemini seminar for us, with like a workshop. So we use it to, they use it to develop app. So you can use it to run some apps so that you can just for automations and and it was cool. It was interesting when you see the Gemini writing the codes for you and just see the interface. Then you input, you start using the tools, and it was so amazing. So that's my experience. But the Midjourney, I haven't interacted with it yet. But the ChatGPT, Copilot, and Gemini, I've laid my hands on them. Thank you.
Fantastic, Razak. Thank you for your contribution. I'm happy that you have started, you have interacted with artificial intelligence, and it's amazing. And it's not to say that everybody in this room that you have never had you believe you do not have a good grasp of artificial intelligence. That's why you're here. There's no judgment zone, because I'm looking at the poll results now, and boy, okay, so I'm going to I just published the poll results to everyone, and we can see from the poll results that we have 38 people who are total beginners. Of course, now I would then need to find out what the meaning of total beginner is, whether they have never even had a ChatGPT account, that is a different use case, right? And then followed by two sets of people who says, I know the basics, and the other set of people who say they are intermediate. Of course, the definitions of these things are subjective. However, this gives me a good idea that a large proportion of people who are in the room are total beginners. So by my definition, I'm just going to tie total beginner to you don't even have a ChatGPT account. So I'm just going to, and again, ChatGPT is not the only AI. That's why we're here today. We're going to go through some stuff today. Today may largely be theoretical, so we understand precepts, we understand history, we understand core concepts. All right. So if that is all we achieve today, I am happy. I'm happy that will be it. And against next Saturday, we will have homework that we can work with during the week. Then by Saturday we come back, then we discuss about it, then we'll take it a little notch higher. And by what's it called now, by upper week, that is the week after next week, we would have been familiar and be so conversant with AI and comfortable with AI that we can even build out AI solutions, or we can either build out AI solutions, or we can or we can leverage or modernize our current business operation or our current workflow, whatever it is, whether you're a professional or a business owner, you can modernize your workflow with artificial intelligence. Yeah. So by the way, Glory, I sent you an email just before this call. Did you receive it? That was around 3:50. Sorry?
I will check it and get back to you. Is that fine?
No, I need you to check it now.
All right.
And I'll confirm to me on this call. Just unmute yourself. So the email didn't come from my official
Twinkle
email,
Tayo, right?
So please, can you share your screen and show us the email you got?
All right. I'm on it.
Putting you on the spot. It is okay if you share your screen from your mobile. It's intentional. I intentionally want to put you on the spot. So and I apologize. Maybe not. Well, I want to show everybody. I want to be able to show us all something.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. Please confirm if you can see my screen. 1 minute.
I can't see your screen.
It should come up very soon. Can you see it now?
Okay, yeah, it's coming up. Okay. All right, if you can zoom in, maybe I'm the only one who cannot see very tiny, but okay. So I sent those email to Glory around 3:58 p.m. No, sorry, go up. Yeah, he said, "Hi Glory, I hope this message finds you well. I would like to request that we add some polls for icebreakers in the upcoming webinar. I believe this will help engage the audience and make the session more interactive. Please let me know if you need any assistance with this. Best because, in all honesty, I didn't write this email. So I have an agent." I didn't write this email. So I have an agent that wrote this email to you, and that's why it didn't come from our official email. All right, so I just wanted to show everybody on the call that these are fantastic. So to tell you that all the polls I saw that Glory just quickly put up, and you all were able to. I didn't tell you. Somebody on.
Okay.
Glory, can you look at that? Let me see. Let me do that. Somebody's mic is on. Have you muted the person?
Yes, you can go on now. Already, I've done that.
All right. So, in all honesty, I did not by myself. Well, maybe not. It was an agent that told Glory to do this, and because Glory saw it, she acted upon it. So, Glory, not to put you under the bus, but hey, don't worry, it's from me, but not me. But I didn't type it out. I just told my agent to say, hey, tell Glory to set up a poll, blah blah blah, and that's it. And that was because my internet was dragging. So So, and I needed that poll anyway, and I couldn't be typing and all of that, so I couldn't even call her. I just told my agent, send Glory an email. All right. Right. So that is one fantastic use case. That is one fantastic use case of that. Glory, somebody is asking how they will
I will do that from my end.
mute
First
their
one was
mic.
to mute
Please
their mic.
help them mute
I will do that
themselves.
from my end.
Okay. You can take your screen out now. Did you hear me? Okay, thank you. All right. So now that we have seen one fantastic use case of artificial intelligence, of course, that is one of, I wouldn't entirely say, so as we go on, we'll learn about different use cases, AI automation, AI agents. Maybe you've heard about agentic AI. We're going to talk about almost everything. All right, but before we go, we have another poll that is out that I've published to us. And again, this is deeply before I even go to introducing the company and everything. I just need us to get to know one another, to know the warmth or the temperature of the room. Now we have a poll result here. The question was, what do you hope to gain from today's session? And 46% of participants on this call says they're looking to know career opportunities in artificial intelligence. And as we go on in this series or during this bootcamp, it's going to become evident, it's going to become clear the amount of opportunity that exists for you as an AI developer, AI engineer, whatever title you want to give yourself. Okay, so followed by it is how to use AI tools in daily life, and which is also fantastic, which is, you know, fantabulous. So also people who just want to have a general understanding of AI, and we have people, well, nobody said they are not sure yet. So all right, so that results the last poll that you all have you ever used an AI tool before? So I'm just going to publish the result of that, and we're quickly going to, from the information we gather from this poll results, we're going to make decisions on this call. Okay, so people said, a lot of people this time around, 61% said yes, they use these tools regularly. About 30% said yes, but only once or twice. I have of them, but I haven't used them. All right, just 7% of people, and that's just one person on the call. So for people who have said they've used this regularly, there are quite a lot of people, which helps me to override the first poll that says you're a beginner. So it's now I'm getting to understand it, that what beginner means to a lot of people means they're basically using AI tools, and it's a good place to start. All right. Okay. So thank you everyone for your contributions, and we will get into talking about artificial intelligence right now. Showing us what's it called now? She was showing us an email I sent to her via my AI agent. So that's what had happened. Can somebody in the room also probably, you know, give me their email? Or I don't know if you're comfortable with that. I would probably want to send you some. I would like. Okay, that's fine. Not every. Please do not. No. Okay, Razak and Victor, thank you for sending your email. I didn't even want people to send it because this is a public webinar, and I didn't want you know, some data privacy issues to arise. So, and we would quickly get into demonstrating. We'll quickly get into demonstrating another use case for AI agents, like the one that sent an email to, Glory. We're going to email to Razak. I'm not sure the person. I'm not sure the second person that sent their email address. All right. So just give me a second while that is loading. Okay, Victor is the second person. So guys, I already have your email addresses. If there is a way to unsend that, please really do unsend it. Glory, you can help me double check if there's a way to just, do. All right, so I'm waiting for I'm waiting for my system to come up, but either ways, I can please let me know once you can see my screen. I'm sharing the presentation slide for today. I stopped sharing just now, but did you see my screen?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? Okay, give me a second. Let me fix. Let me bring up my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Now, can you see my screen?
Not yet. But I think it's coming up, but it hasn't shown yet. Yes, it's coming up already. Yes, I can see it now. Yes, I can see it.
Is it in present? Okay, good. Is it in presentation mode?
Yes. No, not
All right.
yet though. It has gone back.
Thank you. It's not in presentation mode.
No,
Okay, it means I have
I'm
to share my
seeing
entire screen.
Yes, I'm seeing the normal PPTX.
I apologize for this, guys. How about now?
Yes, you're sharing your entire screen now.
Okay. All right. So thank you for taking those polls. Now let's get to business. All right. So let me quickly tell us what led to this bootcamp. That is, for people who are probably millennials in this room, in the early 2000s, we have the telecoms infrastructure. As of 2002, that was when we started having GSM and all of that. However, we're in a new dispensation. Today, we're trying to lay the foundation for AI talents and tools. If you have been, if you are probably familiarized yourself with our website, some of or most of the programs that we offer that you would have seen there is around data. So which tells you that, and data is the bedrock or is the backbone of artificial intelligence. So, and at Techlytics, what we're doing is that we're building data and AI capacity engine. We're building the Africa's data and AI capacity engine largely. So basically, this is the problem we're solving. That is, we have sustainable. We lack as Africa. We lack scalable AI training and deployment infrastructure. We lack current AI models that we have are content heavy and they lack local context and application. Of course, if you've used the Gemini, you've used the ChatGPT, and you're trying to work on a domain specific problem, what you may get at best will be generic. That is, so for example, if you're looking for a specific problem to solve in Kotangora, or if you're looking for specific problems to solve in Lagelu local government area of Oyo State, at best, what these LLMs would give you is generic. Don't worry that I'm throwing technical jargon. I'm going to get to explaining them shortly. At best, that is what you would get.
Hi, Tara. Hi, Tara. Can you hear me, please? If you can hear me, I can't hear you, and your presentation screen is off. Sorry about that. Taya will be joining us very soon. I think the network, she's having some little network glitches, but she'll be joining us back soon. She's trying to rejoin the meeting. Thank you. Hi, everyone. So sorry. Taya's trying to join back again. Should be back very, very soon. Thank you very much for your patience.
So can you hear me here?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. That's being recorded.
Hi,
You all
Tara.
hear- Yes, I'm here. Can you
All
all
right.
hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I was speaking loudly. I did not know that had been cut off. I apologize for that, everyone. Okay, let's go a notch higher to where we were before. By the way, the Razak and the other person that dropped their email, you must have gotten an email by now. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, your screen is up.
Okay, cool. All right, so I was trying to explain why we are here and what problems we're trying to solve. And I'm just going to quickly jump because our time is fast spent. Okay, so this is what we've done so far as an establishment, as a company. We've trained over 4,000 people in data analytics and business technologies. We've also had corporate programs across these sectors: finance, marketing, professional association, and other retail sectors. We also have hands-on lab. We also have add-on lab, that is where students practice practically, either on client projects or software solutions that were built that they connect to learn firsthand. And we're also building pipeline of learners and instructors across Nigeria. All right, so this is some of our notable clients that we have worked with in the last 1 year, and them and counting. Okay, so just to quickly run over our current programs, these are the programs we offer as of today in data, business and operations, no-code software development, products and innovation. However, we have some upcoming programs, which is what this program or this bootcamp is a subset of. That is, we have building an AI agent program that is coming up next month. We have cybersecurity program. We have process mapping and workflow design. We have SQL program. SQL is typically part of our data analytics package, but over time, we've had people who want to just learn just one tool. So we have the SQL program, we have Google Analytics program, we have Power BI, Microsoft Excel, and data governance. Some of this program are starting next month in July 5, and some others are starting the end of this month. Okay, so let's go into the business of today, and so we can quickly get to it. By the way, the people whom I think that will be Razak and Victor. Please confirm if you got an email from my AI agent. Let me be sure that we still got that email. You can check your email, and let's be sure that you got that email. Okay, Victor says yes, it did. I can't remember the second person whose email address is there, but it's okay that you got the email. Okay, so let's get into the order of today. So today we're basically going to be explaining basic concepts of artificial intelligence, and as time goes on, Glory is going to send us all an email at the end of the class about joining a Google Classroom where we can manage workflow. So you get your assignments, you can get your class materials for today. You can get all of that in the Google Classroom. All right, because you're attending this class today, don't worry, we have access to your email, and everybody that registered will just send it all to you. Okay, so let's say today. Okay, Razak also says he got the email. All right. Fantastic. So trust me, I did. In fact, I'm here on the call talking to you, and I just put a trigger to tell you that I don't have the time to be sending emails to you individually. It was an agent that sent it to you all at once. So I didn't send them to you. I just wanted to put that. I mean, I didn't by myself send them to you. I sent an agent to send them to you on my behalf. All right. Okay, so let's get to quickly talk about some critical concepts about artificial intelligence, and we would quickly glide over that, and we'll play with some models, or we'll play with some no-code tools, and we'll now scale it up from there. Okay, so welcome again. My name is Tayo, and I'm the founder of Techlytics. On the call with me is Glory. Glory is the program manager for data, and also there is Triumph. Triumph is our marketing associate who's also on the call. We have other team members who are not on the call, but generally, for the purpose of this bootcamp, those two of my colleagues are on the call with me today. Okay, so I'm going to. So this is me. This is my journey. I've been doing a lot of banking stuff. And also, before I transitioned into becoming somebody in tech, or becoming a tech sis, as people would say, well, I typically say, hey, I do fantastic stuff with technology. So that was when I became a product manager back in my banking days, and also went ahead to do stuff with QuickTeller at InterSwitch. So if you use QuickTeller today, and if you enjoy the product, part of some of the work we've done in the past. And also I went to lead product management at Wendy's, and before finally coming into doing Techlytics in full. All right, so that is a little detail, that is summary detail about me. However, this is a longer detail that is probably boring, but do not worry, I will send you the slide if you feel it is worthy of reading. All right, so apart from the things I do at Techlytics, have been able to I've been privileged to be an advisor to startups in Nigeria, in Canada, and in Uruguay, and in the US. And I've also been able to make some contributions to the energy industry in Nigeria. Right, currently at Techlytics, we train in data skills. I've given us the breakdown of that before now, and we've had a little icebreaker. So I'll just go into the stuff of today. So earlier, have had about, we've taken polls that help me understand how well people are conversant with artificial intelligence. So at the end of today's bootcamp, what I'm trying to get out of today's webinar, the main objective is to power your AI literacy so that you are able to be comfortable when you're having conversations around artificial intelligence wherever you are. So people are talking about artificial intelligence, they're talking about large language models, you're talking about computer vision, they're talking about NLP, whatever it is they are talking about that has to do with artificial intelligence. My aim for you today is for you to be fluent in the language, or for you to understand, or to even be able to lecture people about what artificial intelligence is, at least for now, for today. By next weekend, we're going to have some practical hands-on session. Okay, so what is artificial intelligence? I'm going to quickly skim through it, or let's do it this way. Who wants to tell us their own understanding of artificial intelligence, whether by what they have experienced or what they have heard so far? What do they think artificial intelligence is about? Or what do you think artificial intelligence is about? We can start by a show of hand. If there's a show of hand, I have a second screen here. Let me know, what is artificial intelligence to you, or what does it the note to you. Let's go. Anybody? Gloria, I'm unable to see people's hands because I'm in this mode.
I don't think I've seen anybody's hand yet too. Okay, I've seen one person. All right, Razak Dada.
Okay. Please
So
unmute them.
Yes, it's unmuted, so you should just speak. You're unmuted, Razak Dada, so you can go ahead.
Okay, yes. So from my own interaction with ChatGPT and Copilot, it's more of a machine woman that has been trained or designed to do one or two things that a human being have been doing for ages in a faster and more efficient manner.
Thank you. It's the ability of machine to help us do it will help us do tasks in a faster and more efficient manner. Thank you so much. Okay. So I think this was Victor that sent this email. Yes, I don't even know the content of the email actually, but I just know that I told it to send an email to you. All right, cool. Thank you, and thank you, Razak, for giving us your own understanding of artificial intelligence. You are very correct. There are a lot of since the inception or since the launch of ChatGPT in Q4 of 2022, there has been a lot of misconception about what artificial intelligence is, and I'm hopeful that I will demystify that myth on this call. A lot of people, some of the times where I've gone to lecture, people have zeroized or they have limited their knowledge of AI to only ChatGPT. Some people just think when you talk about AI, it is ChatGPT. If you're on this call today, it's totally fine. And that is why we're on the call, so that we can clarify some things. AI is not ChatGPT, okay? I'll say that again. AI itself is not ChatGPT, all right? The field of artificial intelligence is way broader than ChatGPT. And while ChatGPT is an expression or is an application that is leveraging artificial intelligence and is leveraging a particular technology within the artificial intelligence space. All right, so we're going to look at it and break it further down. I'm going to open a whiteboard and we're going to think about it, but we're going to look at it by ourselves now. Okay, so it refers to the development of computer systems can perform tasks that only humans can do historically. However, with the evolution of artificial intelligence, we can train machines to do the same thing as us. If you've ever had a spam email in a spam folder of your Gmail or your Yahoo Mail, that, my friend, is artificial intelligence at work. If you've ever had to use Google Translate, that is artificial intelligence. Now, this is just to help the people who think ChatGPT or Copilot, they are the only AI they are the only AIs, right? Quote and unquote. It tells you that, spam in emails, I've always known about the spam folder in emails for maybe like 10 years, more than 10 years now. You've always had spam. So it tells you that artificial intelligence technology predates ChatGPT. We're going to look at the history of artificial intelligence. Again, do not forget, my aim today is to enlighten you on what artificial intelligence is, where we're coming from, so you have a broader understanding, because it will help you in the subsequent classes. Okay, so which means that artificial intelligence is not limited to ChatGPT or the Copilot or the Gemini that we know. There are a lot more use cases, all right? That is one of the many use cases that you are using. ChatGPT is one of the many use cases of artificial intelligence itself. All right. So today we already know that, well, in fact, the line is actually blurry. It's getting blurrier these days. Which one is human intelligence? Which one is artificial intelligence? Because there are days that you probably give students an assignment, and when they give you the assignment, as you're reading it, you're not entirely sure whether they're the ones that wrote it or whether it was an AI system that wrote it for them. At least me, I know, I know that I've come across a lot of use cases because the line is getting more blurry, of course. So there are distinct, theoretically, there are distinct differences between human intelligence and artificial intelligence. Of course, some of them is natural cognitive ability, that is, it's come to us naturally as human, but with an AI system, they are using computers. Now, a lot of people have probably heard that, oh, AI uses computer. Yes, it may not be like the computer that you and I use, but it depends on the way we look at it, the angle we look at it from. Now, we have artificial intelligence systems in ChatGPT. So a ChatGPT is using a GPT, is a transformer technique, or is using a transformer technique to converse with you, or it's using what we refer to at the high level, what we refer to as natural language processing. That is, it has learned over time with billions of parameters how humans talk, or how, so it allows to converse with you. It attempts to talk to you like you would talk to Glory, or like you would talk to me. So what it has learned over time, it has learned from many sources, websites, data, movies, a lot of things. OpenAI argues that they did not use people's proprietary data, that they used public data. That is debatable, but let's assume that they did not use proprietary data, especially if you're in the education space and you publish journals, and you are not entirely sure whether your journal that is probably available online has been used to train the model. That is a conversation for another day. So largely, that is what like a ChatGPT is trying to use. So there is a technique called natural language processing that is largely, it has learned of all of those data inputs that has been fed into it, and it is able to synthesize it and give it back to you as an output of, oh, let me talk to Tayo, or let me talk back to Glory based on the question Glory is asking me. All right, that is the computational ability of machines. That is largely looking into what it has been taught and making decisions based on the patterns it has seen from what it has been trained on. That's why it's able to talk back to you. So the computational ability is such that, because it's a lot of data set, again, you said that, I said billions of parameters. You can imagine just one entity processing billions of things all at once. And if you notice, once you put in ChatGPT, it responds to you in milliseconds, right? In fact, maybe split seconds. So, which means there is a lot of computation that is going on back end. Now, talking about computational ability, to be able to, for an AI system to be able to respond to you, to even come to life, there is a lot of investment that has gone into some powerful computers in the background. Now, if you're a gamer here, that is, you play GTA or any of those wonderful games, you would know that you need systems that have specific capacity or specific power to be able to render those fantastic images to you. Is there any gamer in the room? Is there any gamer in the room? Where I'm going to, or what I'm trying to explain to you this minute, is to help you understand the idea behind computation, or the power of computation. If there's any gamer in the room, you would understand that while all of us can be using maybe 2 gig RAM, 500 gig ROM, kind of, you would know that in your own case, your kind of processors are different. And for people like us that probably don't even have all those powerful computers, we probably need an external adapter, or what we call a graphics card. All right, thankful. Victor says he's a gamer. Okay, so Victor, if you can unmute your mic, you can raise your hand so Glory would unmute you. You would, oh, I didn't know people have raised their hand. Forgive me. Augustine and Razak, hands are up. You can put it in the chat room. Let me know what question did I ask that made you raise your hand. I wasn't in the
About artificial intelligence, when you ask people to speak about artificial intelligence.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Glory. All right. So I was talking about gaming. That is because of a lot of work that is going in the background for gaming systems, you need more than the normal CPU. So largely what you have is a GPU. G in the GPU is a graphics processing unit, just the same way you have central processing unit for CPU. I'm assuming that to a large extent, everybody on this call, we did basic elementary computer in primary school or even in secondary school. So all of these terms are not entirely new to us, right? So which means that GPUs are powerful computers that allow artificial intelligence systems do all of those computation all at once and respond to you in milliseconds. So which means that they are working every now and then. If you were following the news, there was a time that Sam Altman came out to say people should stop saying thank you to ChatGPT that is melting their GPUs. It's just to give you a fantastic idea to say that these systems that you're chatting with, that is generating your images, that is generating videos for you in milliseconds, that is generating all of those things for you, it is using resources called GPUs. So I'm in the Google Classroom that Glory is going to set up for us all today. I'm going to send us some YouTube links that we'll watch over the course of the week, and we'll be discussing it on the platform. All right. So you would see how a GPU station or a data center is and what powers a data center. So because those GPUs are working every now and then, they are always hot. Like just the same way when you're using your computer to do a lot of work. For example, let's even say you're using Excel and everything you're doing is into millions of rows, or it's only 1 million row, or is into hundreds of thousands of rows, and your computer is humming, and before you know it, is getting hot. It means that, of course, you're really using your computer. It's getting up. Before you know it, you have to put it under AC. So now think of that. Extrapolate that to having a GPU system that is faster and processes in a faster time than a CPU, than your normal system. So because of that computational ability and because of that pressure on it for it to deliver, and it has the capacity to deliver, it's always taking up resources like it has to be constantly on, that is electricity. It has to be constantly cool, that is water. It's taking up electricity, it's taking up water. It's taking up a lot more resources. So I'm going to send us some YouTube videos for us to understand what GPUs are and how the computational ability of AI systems come into play. All right. So I said all of that to say, or to help us differentiate between human intelligence and artificial intelligence, or to help us differentiate between cognitive intelligence, that is, it comes to us, you and I, naturally, we just do 2 + 2, although we cannot do some maybe complex ones, right? That's why machines would do the complex ones. But so you can see that our own God-given stuff is that it is natural. It's natural cognitive ability that we have. But a machine or an AI-powered system, it has to use machine rather. And I've just told us one of the major components of that machine is a GPU. Okay, so I'm going to send us some YouTube videos that also see how GPUs work and how it powers your ChatGPT. So for every time ChatGPT is answering you and you love it, or you're using a tool like 11 Labs to synthesize voices, or you're using VO3 to create images, or you're using Sora to create videos rather, I need you to know at the back of your mind that there's one powerful GPU somewhere in a field in Texas, or where AWS servers are, or Google servers are, or OpenAI servers that OpenAI is building now, wherever they are. I need you to know at the back of your mind that there's one big computer processing that request. All right. Okay, so that is that is one major difference between human intelligence and artificial intelligence. Okay, of course there are other differences, and I wouldn't want to take so much of our time again. I will send us this. I'll send us this slides, and I want us to quickly go through. We will quickly go through the evolution of artificial intelligence. I'm going to skip AI as a branch of data science. Another bit that I want to demystify for us is to go through the evolution of artificial intelligence. And of course, Glory, please note this down. We will also send you a full video, animated video, because I wasn't around in the 1940s and 1950s, so it's not my video. So animations from way back to help us understand the history of artificial intelligence. So let me quickly walk us through that history. Okay, let me quickly walk us through that history of artificial intelligence. Then, okay, here we go. So we'll walk through the past, the present, and the future. So then we'll then dwell on the present. That is where we are today. Okay. So so the past. Now, the past of artificial intelligence didn't start in 2022. Like I attempted to explain earlier, of course you remember that you have Gmail, and you know how you have a spam folder. That spam that you have in your Gmail folder is being powered by artificial intelligence. It's a classification model that has basically been that understands, that has been trained on different patterns or different data that has patterns that are spammy. So patterns that probably have specific words that probably has to do with fraud, patterns that has to do with, you know, unsolicited emails, right? Or patterns that people have reported in the past, or people have subsequently unsubscribed from in the past. The model largely understands this pattern, and the moment you get an email from that sender, or maybe not the sender, or if you get an email that has some specific keywords in the body of the email, there is a model that can automatically classify it as spam, and that's why it goes to your spam folder. So that's why at times you have to go back manually. Each time you go back manually and probably mark an email sender or an email not spam, the model is actually learning from you, because so subsequently it would then learn that, oh, okay, this person is not spam. Then if person A if Glory does that to the same sender, if Triumph does that, if Razak does that, Victor does that, Honor does that, everybody on this call does that, and say, hey, this is not smart, this is not smart, this, it is learning. It's largely learning to know that, okay, this thing it's an error, it's not spam, I shouldn't classify it as spam. Then it starts delivering back into your inbox. Okay, so just to tell you that, I mean, we've had artificial intelligence for a long time. Okay, you've been using your Siri for a long time now. For the people that use Apple, Siri is a type of narrow AI that is or weak AI that basically is a rule-based AI. It knows what to do. But we're able to have more large language models at a better model rather in Q4 2024, and that's why we have the Gemini, the ChatGPT, the every other one that we know. Okay, so let's go to the past. So I'm going to hide this. So let's go to the past and how artificial intelligence came up. So in the 1950s, Alan Turing proposes the Turing test. Now, we're going to watch a video. Now, I was thinking I would send the video to us after class, but I'm going to make us watch it in class so that it adds more to this theoretical part of things that we want to talk about. In 1956, so we're going to learn more about the Turing test in the video, and I'm going to talk about the Turing test also. So this is the popular Dartmouth. This is the popular Dartmouth conference that happened in 1956, and it wasn't until 1956 that we called the term artificial intelligence. It wasn't known as artificial intelligence then. We were largely calling it intelligence machines. Okay. Then from 1960s through to 1970s, through to the 70s, we had early development of some AI programs. ELIZA, we're going to see it in the video also. ELIZA was like a chatbot, but not as intelligent as we have as in ChatGPT. Now, it was a chatbot that was largely able to help a psychologist. I'm always mixing psychologists or psychiatrists up. So I hope that by the time we watch the video again, I'm always mixing psychology, even in real life, right? That was able to help people answer some questions. However, as we progressed in the 1980s, we have rise of expert system and symbolic AI. However, sometimes in the 80s, we have what we call the AI winter. And what the AI winter means is that there was slow progress in the development of AI systems. And that's largely because there was no funding. It just didn't seem like priority. We had just started, evolving and learning about the computer systems itself. So it was more like let's just say it wasn't the right time, right? So there were other things that was the infrastructure that would largely power all of those. You can imagine if we couldn't even have had a ChatGPT in the 80s. We didn't have the infrastructure to sustain it. Internet was not democratized then. It wasn't like worldwide, or it wasn't like, in fact, going by history, 1995 was the year that people admitted that there was the public use of internet, right? Although internet had been in existence before then, but not internet as we know it today. So we didn't even have the infrastructure to be able to sustain AI anyway. So there was AI winter, there was no money to pump into research and all of that. But in the late 80s to 90s, we have emergence of machine learning and neural networks. Where we are today, or these are other things that happened before we get to where we are today, right? In the late 2010s, we have deep learning revolution, big data, and improved computational power. I told you that we didn't even have all of these things. So we are talking about computational power again. This thing that I just talked about, talking about GPUs, we didn't even have all of that then. At best, maybe we'll have our memory card. What was that thing now? Graphics card. Okay, so in 2011, IBM has a robot that won a game against a human. In fact, in 2016, Google also has a robot named AlphaGo that also defeated a human world champion in a game called Go Player. And right now, where we are today is that we are now integrating AI into everyday applications. We now have it in our series, we have it in autonomous vehicles, we have it in our recommendation system in Amazon, in Jumia, wherever it is you're buying stuff. Okay, so 2024 and beyond is still a bit, from 2030s. Some things are still a bit, in the, what's it called now, blurry. However, we're getting there. What's the word now? Things are coming faster at us than we imagined. Before people have a full understanding of generative AI and all of the things that generative AI can do, before we know it, agentic AI is in place. People have not even gotten a grasp of generative AI and all the use cases of generative AI. Now we have agentic AI. And it's like things are coming fast at all of us. Okay, so by the estimation is about 2040, we will have potential for artificial general intelligence, that is AI human collaboration in creative and complex tasks. Well, I'm not entirely sure again if it will be till 2040, because of course we've probably seen some movies where we've seen, well, today it's still like movies, but anything that has been conceived in a movie, it is fast going to happen. And so we have potential for AGI. AGI means human robot collaboration. using neural networks. You can largely imagine you're using your mind to control something, or you are totally in tune with your robot. Your robot knows when you're hungry, when you're due for your pills, knows your past, knows your present, can predict your next move, can predict if you want to slap it. You can imagine that kind of scary place. It can be scary, really. Okay, so let's watch this video. Let me be sure that we can all see. I'm going to play it a bit. If you can hear the audio, please let me know.
Some find it scary. Many find it useful.
Did you hear the audio?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I'm going to use you as the basic for everybody. So I'm going to play the audio again. Let me mute myself. Let me be sure. I'm seeing something. Okay, cool. Thank you for responding. So I'm just going to play the audio now. Give me a second. I'm looking for my floating mouse. So I'm sure. Okay, I'm just going to play the audio, whether I find my floater or not.
Some find it scary. Many find it useful, and others simply use it to finish their homework. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is one of the most transformative technologies of our time. And for better or worse, it's here to stay. So, whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone who's curious about this fascinating technology, it's time to plug into the Matrix and see what the machines of the past, present, and future have in store. This is the evolution of AI. So long ago, the average person's perception of AI came mostly from the realm of science fiction, where robots would become sentient beings and develop human-like thoughts and emotions. While there have been some wholesome scenarios imagined on paper and on screen, such as Bicentennial Man or Baymax,
Do not worry, I will manage the cafe.
the majority of books and movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Open the pod bay doors now.
I, Robot,
One mistake. Oh, hell no.
Matrix, even the Avengers, Age of Ultron, intended to showcase AI as something dark and menacing.
Strings on me.
It's a technology that will become smarter than mankind, use its superior intelligence to rule over us all, at least until a hero can save us. But that's just science fiction, right? See how far AI has developed in the real world, and to determine its potential level of threat for the future, we need to start looking in the nonfiction section at the actual evidence. The term artificial intelligence was first introduced by John McCarthy back in the 1950s. It was defined as any task performed by a program or a machine that if a human carried out the same activity, we would say the human had to apply intelligence to accomplish the task. Researchers like Alan Turing, the man who helped crack the Enigma code during World War II, played crucial roles in laying the theoretical foundations for AI. The Enigma code was a complex cipher used by the Germans to encrypt their military communications. And Turing's groundbreaking work in decrypting it not only gave the Allies a significant advantage in the war, but also paved the way for the development of modern computing and artificial intelligence. He was the subject of the film The Imitation Game, which dramatizes these historical events. Turing introduced the concept of the Turing test, a benchmark for assessing a machine's ability to exhibit human-like intelligence. However, it was McCarthy who organized the now famous Dartmouth Workshop in 1956, which took place at Dartmouth College in the United States and is considered to be the birthplace of AI. During the workshop, researchers developed a series of problem-solving programs. These programs allowed computers to be taught strategies for playing the game of checkers, as well as solving word problems in algebra. proving logical theorems, and speaking the English language. With the advancement of technology and a better understanding of the human brain, the capabilities of AI would change drastically over the following years. Fun fact, did you know that the concept of artificial intelligence dates back long before the development of modern computers? The ancient Greeks had myths about automatons, and in the 13th century, there were plans for a mechanical man called a golem in Jewish folklore. So while the algorithms and hardware may be new, the idea of creating intelligent entities has been around for centuries. During the 1960s and 1970s, an era often referred to as the symbolic AI phase, researchers primarily concentrated on the development of neural networks, delved into the cognitive processes that underlie human thought, and explored the intriguing possibility of autonomous, self-thinking machines. This involved representing knowledge and reasoning using symbols and logic. The development of early programming languages like Lisp played a significant role in this phase. Researchers aimed to create expert systems that could mimic human decision-making in specialized domains. Fun fact, one of the first virtual assistants can be traced back to 1966, when Joseph Weizenbaum, a computer scientist at MIT, created ELIZA. This early chatbot was designed to simulate a conversation with a psychotherapist.
Please tell me your problem. What's this all about?
ELIZA simulates the sort of conversation that you might have with a psychiatrist.
And although limited in its capabilities, ELIZA paved the way for more advanced virtual assistants. During the 70s and 80s, progress in AI faced significant challenges, leading to a period known as the AI winter. High expectations, coupled with limitations in computing power and the complexity of AI problems, resulted in decreased funding and interest in AI research. Many projects were abandoned due to unrealized goals. However, due to the limitations of symbolic AI, throughout the following decades, researchers began exploring connectionist models, inspired by the human brain's neural networks. This sparked renewed interest in neural networks and machine learning. Just one problem though. The computer tech needed to train deep neural networks was still severely lacking at the time. Fun fact, a landmark event occurred in 1997 when IBM's Deep Blue defeated world chess champion Garry Kasparov, proving that AI could excel in specific, highly intellectual tasks.
After the move C4 has resigned.
Roll on the new millennium, and with increased computing power and the availability of vast amounts of data, AI research had a new lease of life. Algorithms like convolutional neural networks and recurrent neural networks showed remarkable success in image and speed recognition, language processing, and more. But still, the world of AI continued to evolve, and a huge change was on the horizon. Until the 2010s, machines were being developed that could learn from data, identify patterns, and make decisions with minimal human intervention. Since then, though, AI has progressed to the next stage known as deep learning. Instead of machines following specific instructions and programming, deep learning sets up basic parameters or guidelines and trains the computer to learn on its own. Essentially, it encourages machines to think more creatively and take the initiative. This is very difficult, of course, as computers still require some sort of input from humans. Plus, there are complex aspects of human behavior, such as humor, that are extremely difficult to program or for a computer to learn. Currently, a lot of the systems we interact with daily utilize a form of AI known as narrow AI, specialized in carrying out specific tasks. These include everything from internet searches to suggestions of what to watch on Netflix to digital personal assistants like Siri, Cortana, and Alexa.
Alexa, how tall is Mount Everest?
Mount Everest's height is 29,029 feet, 8,848 meters.
With the invention of transformers, which are deep learning models, not robots in disguise, AI has been able to take another massive leap forward in recent years. As an example, Prior to the use of transformers, AI used what are known as recurrent neural networks to understand text. RNNs work fine when translating a sentence word by word. But say you want to translate a sentence from English to French. If you translate each individual word and keep them in the same order, it's likely to result in many grammatical difference of word order in both languages. Transformers, on the other hand, can track the relationships in sequential data and learn the context, resulting in much more accurate translations. So if you've noticed that Google Translate has become much more accurate in recent years, you know why. These transformers, as opposed to Bumblebee or Optimus Prime, were first introduced in 2017 by Google Brain, a deep learning AI team. And since then, pre-trained models such as BERT, bidirectional encoder representations from transformers, and GPT, generative pre-trained transformer, have emerged. Fun fact, the launch of ChatGPT on November 30th, 2022 was so popular that it caused a code red alert at Google. The most up-to-date statistics suggest a user base of over 100 million users. And in June 2023, the website generated 1.6 billion visits. One of the major advantages of transformers is their ability to be pre-trained on large amounts of data. In terms of their application in the real world, they're already proving valuable when it comes to summarizing and generating documents, understanding video, and even biological sequence analysis. Scientists are using transformers to enhance their understanding of the associations between genes, amino acids and DNA, and proteins. This has led to the quicker development and design of drugs. Transformers are also employed to detect irregularities to prevent crimes like fraud, optimize manufacturing processes, and improve general health care. Of course, the average Joe is most likely to benefit from transformers when using everyday computer applications, including popular search engines like Google and Bing. And with AI is already capable of creating incredible works of art. It's amazing how far AI has advanced in such a short period of time. On the flip side, some analysts think that its rapid progression is a cause for concern. Fun fact, Midjourney was a key player in a 2023 lawsuit aimed at shaping the landscape of AI ethics and intellectual property rights. Artists Sarah Anderson, Kelly McKernan, and Carla Ortiz initiated the lawsuit, challenging the company's use of their artworks for training AI. Interestingly, in July 2023, most of the claims were dismissed. However, the judge permitted the artists to file a new complaint, keeping the door open for further legal developments. As technology continues to evolve, ethical considerations, regulations, and the societal impact of AI remain important topics of discussion. Faster computers, improvements in algorithms, and access to increasingly large amounts of data have advanced machine learning and perception at lightning speeds. High levels of accuracy when performing tasks have led many businesses to adopt artificial intelligence. Some researchers believe that by 2030, AI could take over as many as 20 million jobs worldwide. Whereas in the past, most people thought that we were centuries away from the kind of sci-fi robots seen in movies, multiple studios now suggest that so-called superintelligence could be developed within the next 60 years. And as we move ever closer to creating free-thinking machines, intellectuals are starting to ask some serious questions about how best to use this unprecedented technology. In addition to Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Stephen Hawking, and many other big names in science and technology have expressed real concerns over the rapid progression of AI.
But I think the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race.
Musk even went as far as to call it a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization, more so than nuclear warheads. Musk has also called for organizations developing advanced AI, including his own company, Tesla, to be strictly regulated.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI.
So, should we be concerned? Well, the major fear is not so much that AI will destroy humanity by its own choice, but more that its goals will become misaligned with humans that have bad intentions. resulting in catastrophe.
Now, the thing that's going to be tricky here is that it's going to be very tempting to use AI as a weapon. It's going to be very tempting. In fact, it will be used as a weapon. The danger is going to be more humans using it against each other, I think, most likely.
If you think about AI as a weapon, like a heat-seeking missile, for example, its goal is simply to hit its target. The missile doesn't feel a sense of purpose or emotion. It just knows that it has an end goal and will do whatever it deems possible to achieve it. This could be disastrous for humans, particularly if artificial intelligence identifies barriers where humans do not. AI could potentially outsmart us or even manipulate us into doing what it deems necessary to hit its target.
Taylor, you're this close to winning the war. The AI are developing a super weapon.
At some point, it could learn to disregard human commands entirely and even see humanity as an obstacle it must overcome. And, of course, depending on who keeps the AI in the first place and sets its boundaries or guidelines, AI could be developed for evil purposes from the outset. Fun fact, in 2016, Microsoft released a chatbot named Tay. It was attacked by trolls on Twitter, and in less than 24 hours, had learned to tweet out racist, sexist, and highly offensive content. Tay was soon removed from the platform, with a reporter from The Telegraph calling it artificial intelligence at its very worst, and adding, "It's only the beginning." It was a good example of how AI can be corrupted. Clearly, there is a need for caution when it comes to AI, and it will take time for laws surrounding artificial intelligence to be passed through various governments around the world. However, at this stage, the technology is already providing crucial services and is proving to be more of a help to mankind than a hindrance. Let's hope it stays that way.
Okay, are we still here? Are we still here, guys? Let me
Yes,
stop sharing my.
Yes, we're here.
All right. Thank you for staying through to watch the 15-minute long video. How do you feel watching that video? What new thing jumped at you? You can raise your hand, put it in the chat room. What new thing jumped at you from that video? Anybody? I'm also going to be, there's a poll. There's a poll you can quickly take. You can take that poll, or you can raise your hand. I just want to feel the pulse of the people in the room. We're rounding up for day one. Like I said, today is introductory. I just want to be able to get everybody on the same page before we start talking about some more, I wouldn't entirely say advanced, but intermediate in the sense that we're going to learn we're going to take a use case. We're going to take a use case by next week, and we're going to see how we can use artificial intelligence to either automate that particular use case, or how we're going to build a new AI system entirely from that use case. But before then, I needed to establish this foundation. So looking at from the video, what's your level of confidence on a scale of, let's say, 1 to 10? Let's say you were largely on, I don't know. Chidima says she's struggling with network. Oh my God, don't worry. This webinar or this bootcamp is also being streamed live on YouTube. So you're going to get an email almost immediately, 2 minutes after this class, and it will give you the link to rewatch the video. We will send you the YouTube link. Okay, so anybody wants to tell us what difference it has made? Anybody? Okay, so I'm looking at the results now. Quite a number of people said they have a base. Okay, so let me just publish. Let me publish everybody's results, and if anybody still wants to take the poll, they can take the poll. Okay, so only 8 people took the poll, and how many people on the call now didn't take the survey. Okay, so the video we watched has largely explained the history of artificial intelligence to us. So next time you're in a congregation or somebody is talking to you that AI just came 2022, correct them that we've had AI since way before, since the 1950s. Okay, just so I needed this. That's why the first day is largely about literacy, just to open your mind to what AIs are, what are computational abilities. Let's even take the basics of what AI system behind the ChatGPT that you're able to chat with, or the Sora, or there is a large computer somewhere that is processing your request. Okay. Okay, so the poll has gone up. I'm unable to read everything in the option though. I'm unable to read everything.
I'll read it out for you. I don't know why too, but then I'll read it for them. So I have heard a lot, but I'm still confused. That's the first option. Second option is
okay, go ahead. That's the 9%. Okay.
Yes. And the other option is I have a basic understanding. I can explain it simply.
Okay.
The last one is I am confident discussing AI with others.
All right, great. So we have a lot of people saying that they now have a basic understanding and I can explain it simply. Somebody said, just one person says they are still confused. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, cool. Thank you. At least we're getting somewhere. I believe that with more resources that we're going to send out, and with more resources, including this video that we're going to send out, and the interactions that we'll be having between now and the coming class. The coming class is on Saturday. We're going to learn how we can use artificial intelligence to simplify our life. So it could be we will learn how we can quickly use it to book. We can even have an artificial intelligence agent to book calendars, to book a meeting invite in our calendar. For people who do not use calendars, we can use it to send emails. We can use it to do WhatsApp automation. We can use it for a whole lot of use cases. Or if there is a particular use case that you are actually looking out for us to treat by the time we come next week, Saturday, same time. I don't want to keep us too much on the call. We're supposed to finish this class by 5:30. If there is another use case you want us to treat about from next week, excuse me, please, from next week, Saturday, it's okay to send it in via email. You can even leave it as a chat right now, or just send it in on our WhatsApp or via our email or any other channel, so that we will know that by that Saturday, we can quickly start with your own use case, okay? Any questions so far? Any questions? Okay, if you have a question, you can use the Q&A section, or you can raise your hand so that we can quickly take questions, and we can quickly take questions before we close the class. Okay, so I'm going to assume there are no questions. Or Glory, is there any question on your own view?
No, there's no question here.
All right, so that is to assume that there are no questions for today's session. So what you can expect immediately after this call is to expect the session recording. You can also expect the invitation to join Google Classroom. That's where we'll drop the class material for you. We'll drop the video for you if you would want to rewatch it. also the lesson notes for the upcoming class on Saturday, so that you're well prepared and you're looking forward to Saturday. So I'll hand the session back to Glory so that we can close the session now, so we do not hold you all ransom for 2 hours on the call. This session was supposed to be for 1 hour 30 minutes, and we've successfully done that. Okay, so over to you now, Glory.
All right, thank you very much, Tayo. Thank you all for staying to the end of class today. Like Tayo said, immediately after the session, you'll be getting the recordings in your mail, like 2 minutes after, and you also get your invite to join the Google Classroom. If you have any questions, please kindly send a message to our email address. You see that on our emails, and every time you get a mail from us, or you can send a WhatsApp message, or you can just check out our social media, check us out across all our social media platforms at Techlitics Africa. And if you also want to rewatch this on YouTube, it's actually on YouTube also for you at Techlitics Africa, right? I look forward to seeing every one of us next week. And yes, please have an amazing evening ahead, and see you all next week. Bye everyone. See you all next week.